Hi. I never know when the little um the little wheel of death is going to stop turning and then I'm like actually on. Actually, I probably should just be more patient and be ready. So I apologize for that. Hi everybody. It's Wednesday, June 10th, and I've been up early. I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. I got my kids to where they need to be. I'm going into my office for the first time today to see a longtime client. So I'm super excited to see him in person today. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I'm thrilled that I can get to see you. Um, I have a very specific reflection I want to share. It's not going to land for everyone, and that's okay. But maybe truly it's just for me. But I feel really compelled to say, um, I kind of had to. I had a hard pill to swallow, basically. I was planning to just kind of do my meditation, get my mind right to go into work right now, and like get my stuff together. And it just something had been bothering me about a past situation, and I just noticed that I was falling into this victim pattern that I have been really somehow noticing in others. But there was still sort of like this cloak about it when we're talking about me personally, right? Um, I've started to see more and understand more when it's other people that can't seem to like get past the part where they're hurt or they're angry and see like their part in a situation. Um, but when I have to reflect on my own actions, um, because truly, I really try to live a peaceful life. I try to live a loving life, a life that is modeling, especially for kids, but for myself, for my own kids, um, like a joyful, peaceful life that I hope everyone can have. Um, but what you can't do, not even me, not even a therapist, not even someone who wants to live a mindful life and a peaceful life, you can't necessarily run away from the wounds that you have been carrying with you. Um, I am a therapist, but I've also worked um, as a client with therapists that have helped me to see things that I was carrying, traumas that I was dealing with that I really had just closed my mind to. And then what would happen is things would blow up, or I would have a negative experience with someone, or energies would just not vibe in such a way that it would almost become explosive. Like the polar opposite of what I hope to be and how I want to be seen in the world, that would happen. And then I would fall into a cycle of just feeling so bad about it, you know. Um, Now, if it's a child or a client of mine that's like, man, I really struggled. I couldn't control myself. I really lost it at that time. I have endless, abundant patience and compassion for that person. And I try to validate the feelings they might have had or what caused them to not be able to tap into those strategies and resources at that time. But when it comes to me, um, I just felt a lot of regret. I felt a lot of avoidance of that issue. And I'm starting to see now like avoidance of my own personal responsibility in that, um, in order to like keep chugging along. Because we know, I don't think I'm the only one that feels uncomfortable with disappointment, with making mistakes, having challenging experiences, confrontation, right? Um, but I can tell you that though this is my work, personally, in my home, nobody taught me to have a healthy confrontation. No one taught me to feel my feelings in a way that allowed them to be seen, felt, heard, and then like move on. Um, so, anyway, all this to say, if this is you, if you are feeling almost trapped in a cycle of self-victimization, or you even notice someone else is always the victim of some sort of situation, um, I just felt it was so interesting and actually like a little bit of a gut punch as I'm doing my meditation today, that what's coming out is like take responsibility for yourself. And adding the word, and it was in, the oracle card I pulled, take ruthless responsibility for yourself. Ouch, that means I have to acknowledge, like, when I reacted in anger to someone who was whatever, just not vibing with me, I was coming from a place of unhealed wounds, maybe lack mindset, that victimization mindset, whatever it is, immigrant mentality, overachieving mentality, whatever it is that was coming forward for me, um, when I have blown it, when I have blown my top, when my emotions have fully hijacked my body and my brain and my words, and I feel like I've become another version of myself that I'm not proud of, that's when I've not been mindful. That's when I've not been tapping in to talk, to check in, to let my wise self lead. And there's consequences for that. Definitely. They could stem from like end of a relationship that could then lead to a loss of employment. That's happened for me, you know, or just like you can't find a resolution with a certain person. Um, and I am, again, like a very peaceful, happy, genuinely creative, fun loving person, but there's certain people that I'm just like oil and water with. And I think whether I'm triggering them in a way I don't know, or they're triggering me in a way that I can't really put my finger on, I still have to take ruthless responsibility for myself and say, okay, um, I own me. I own all of my choices. And instead of being mad at you for making me mad, making me react that way, or even mad at myself for not being able to control myself, I'm going to sit with that emotion. I'm going to sit with that discomfort. I'm going to hold myself accountable. And I've never put these words together. I've never had this kind of meditation before, and that's why I'm coming to you today. Ruthless accountability and responsibility for myself. And why? Because my mission is to not live in that angry space. My mission is not to wound others with my unhealed wounds, not my children, not my friends, not random people that I might encounter, I am responsible for myself and what I say and what I do and the energy I put out into the world. And if I haven't done it before, this moment, mindfulness is pushing pause and thinking about what's happening right now. And in this moment right now, I take full, ruthless responsibility for myself. I am responsible for myself, for my healing. And no one else is responsible for bringing closure to me. I need to seek that in myself. And I feel very strongly about that in this moment after that meditation. So I'm sharing this with you because some of you might be on an accountability journey. Some of you might be recovering from a difficult time. You might be grieving the loss of a relationship or the loss of an opportunity. I've been there. I don't know exactly how it is for you, but I've been in similar situations and it's rough. But there's a difference between thinking like, that happened to me. I can't believe that XYZ or that person, or they're so awful. And that might still be true. Like that situation might have been awful and that person might have been awful. But I'm still responsible for me. And if my best choice was to leave that situation after the blow up or whatever, that's okay. Like I wrote down, like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to count this experience as a loss, and I'm going to let it go. And I pray that I can really let things go. As I meditate, that letting go is gentle and easy someday. It's not there yet, right now. Letting go is not gentle and easy for me right now. Choosing silence is not easy for me right now. But the more I learn about my wise self, the self that is seeking my utmost good, the utmost peace for me in the present and in the long run, sometimes silence is the right answer. Sometimes not saying anything. Sometimes not seeing the emotion rise, and also choosing not to release that at that moment. So that's what I'm personally working on. Do you need help staying accountable to seeking your wise self? I do. That's part of what this channel is, right? Let's help each other grow into a greater collective of conscious, peaceful, mindful people. Because we're not meant to harm each other in the ways that we do. We're not meant to keep passing on generational traumas. I personally want to break those chains and break those patterns so that my children can live a different life than I have. But yeah, here for you as you take ruthless responsibility for yourself, and not just your closure and your accountability, but take ruthless responsibility for your healing. Take ruthless responsibility for your joy in life, because that belongs to you too. Fight for it. Fight for it, because you only have this one life, and mindfulness is happening. Life is happening right now, the eternal now, as Eckhart Tolle says in his book. Now is the only moment that counts, and ruthlessly take responsibility for yourself, your healing, your joy, your peace, your presence. What do you want out of this life? And this message is as much for me as it is for you or anyone else who finds this. And whoever finds this, I'm rooting for you and want you to find that peace too. I love you. I am cheering for you. I am believing that you will find the power and strength to call upon that wise self in time, as I have begun to do as well. I can't end the stream. I don't know why.